Joining me now is Nebraska Senator Deb Fischer, a ranking member of the Senate Rules Committee and a member of the Senate Armed Services and Appropriations Committees. Senator, thanks very much for being here. Your reaction to the ICC move, Amal Clooney, all of it.
Well, the whole thing just shows that President Biden, he's inconsistent. He's a hypocrite when it comes to this. One day he's condemning the ICC for these baseless warrants that they came out with. The next day he's giving a commencement speech where he's calling for a complete ceasefire that Israel should adhere to. He's telling Israel what they need to do. He's telling a democratic government what they need to do to protect their country, to protect their people. Yeah. It just shows the chaos that we see on many, many issues from this administration.
Yeah, and this guidance basically from the guy who botched up the withdrawal from Afghanistan. So we should listen to him in terms of foreign policy, I guess.
Well, no, we should not be listening to him when it comes to foreign policy. Bob Gates gave the best quote on that President Biden's messed up every decision that he ever made or ever wanted to make when it comes to foreign policy. And we lost 13 good military men and women because of that botched up withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Well, I mean, obviously, this whole ironclad BS is exactly that. I mean, ironclad support for Israel, really? And then you hold back weapons to Israel, so there's that. But what about this morning, Senator? The Biden administration is facing criticism because they offered condolences to Iran. Look at this official statement from the State Department. And what it reads, the U.S. expresses its official condolences for the death of Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi. Okay, this following the death of President Raisi. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller was grilled on it. He had nowhere to go on this ridiculous memo. Watch this.
What exactly is official condolences?
So condolences on behalf of the United States government.
I'm not even sure why you're offering condolences if this guy was as bad as you say he was.
Because we regret any loss of life.
Aren't you sending contradictory messages?
Absolutely not. We were asked for assistance by the Iranian government. We did make clear to them that we would offer assistance, and ultimately, largely for logistical reasons, we weren't able to provide that assistance.
What is going on in this circus of a State Department and White House, Senator? They offered condolences for the guy who chanted death to America.
Well, they offered condolences on the death of a guy who was responsible for the deaths of thousands of his own people, starting in the 1980s when he was a member of the Death Committee, going up until present day. In 2022, he cracked down on the women's movement that was taking place in Iran. So this is the butcher of Tehran. He is responsible for many, many deaths of his own people. Why in the world would we ever offer condolences? Maybe the State Department thinks because they're official that they need to do that. No, we do not need to do that. We need to take a strong stand here. I mean, did we offer condolences to the people of the Soviet Union when Stalin died? I don't remember that we did. I don't remember that from history lessons.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama's State Department. I mean, how else can you look at it? By the way, we were just showing video of the UN. The U.S. Deputy Ambassador to the UN, Robert Wood, also facing backlash. Look what he did. He had everybody stand to observe a moment of silence for the president of Iran, Raisi, at the UN Security Council. I mean, what do you make of this? Iran is a bad actor, and there's no accountability.
Iran's a bad actor. They support terrorism against the United States. They chant death to America. They burn our flag, and they're responsible for deaths of Americans. Right. We should not be doing this. I mean, I don't know how to make this more clear to this administration. The American people would never support this, never. And again, it shows how out of touch this administration is, that they continue to try to promote failed policies, fail outreach to administrations in other countries that have only hatred towards us and want to see the United States go down.
Yeah, so obviously the ironclad statement was just simply a campaign talking point. Is I want to secure the border another talking point? I mean, President Biden spoke with House Speaker Mike Johnson this week and Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell about the border bill. They talked yesterday, and the White House is saying that Biden urged Republicans to, quote, stop playing politics and pass the bill quickly, insisting it would make our country safer. Speaker Johnson writes this on X. Even before speaking with Biden, he wrote, Leader Schumer is trying to give his vulnerable members cover by bringing a vote on a bill which has already failed. Should it reach the House, the bill would be dead on arrival. Senator Chuck Schumer says he's going to bring this border bill to the floor this week, and we know the bill. This allowed 5,000 people into the country before the White House can do anything about it, on top of the 10 million illegals already here. How do you plan to vote on this?
Well, I'm a no on it. You know, it's a show vote, and that's what Schumer's trying to do here, is to protect his vulnerable Democrats in their upcoming election. Everybody knows that this border is chaotic and it is not secure. And Schumer can try and hide that, but this administration right now has the power to change it. They have the power to build the wall. They have the power to reinstate the Remain in Mexico. They have the power to end catch and release. Are they doing it, Maria? No. Instead, they want a show vote that means absolutely nothing, that will not secure our border.
Well, I mean, showboat. What a waste of time and money. Senator, do you think the senators, your colleagues, understand that people are sick and tired of all the politics instead of just answering and doing things for the American people, making our lives better? But it's all everything's politics all the time. So you bring a vote to the floor because you want to have a show vote?
Exactly. The American people know it. I know that Nebraskans do. You know, they want to know what we're working on here in Washington, D.C. that's going to make their lives better. They want to know how we're going to address inflation and try to reduce that growth we see of what, 20%, over 20% now more for groceries, for rent, for energy. That's what people are addressing when I'm back home in Nebraska and listening to them. They're tired of this BS that we have going on here in Washington with the other party setting the agenda in the United States Senate, bringing up nominations, and show votes, when we have major, major issues from the border to the cost of living here in this country.
All right, Senator, we'll be watching your work. We want to know your plan for all of this as well. Deb Fischer, thank you. We will continue to follow it.